Today we feature the fourth principle from Tony Robbins Unshakeable. A smart investor uses knowledge of taxes to make better decisions. If you're interested in making investments, it pays to be smart about your taxes, since they can eat up a huge portion of your earnings. That's why the third principle of the core four is to know your taxes. For example, the tax on short-term and long-term capital gains, which is respectively income earned from investments which are less than or more than a year old, varies from state to state. So it's worth knowing what your state charges and whether you might save money by cashing out investment before the 1 year has elapsed. It's also good to know about mutual funds, a type of investment vehicle made up of stocks, bonds and other assets, combining investments from multiple investors. If you're thinking of investing in a mutual fund, you should know that for tax purposes, all such investors are considered owners and are liable to be taxed on short-term gains. And because mutual funds trade their shares frequently, these gains will almost always be taxed at the higher short-term gains rate. Being smart about taxes also means knowing the difference between net and gross sums. If someone tells you a certain investment has provided a high return rate, you can confidently ask whether that amount is the net sum, which is the total after taxes and fees, or the gross sum, the amount before those deductions have been made. Obviously, the former is a better indicator of the true quality of the investment. It's also smart to search for the investment options that will result in the least amount of investment fees and taxes. This may lead you to look at index funds over mutual funds. Index funds don't have managers who charge expensive investment fees. Instead, they're composed of stocks from an index such as the S&P 500, which includes successful companies like Apple and Microsoft. These stocks are only traded to reflect changes in the composition of the S&P 500, meaning that the shares are held for longer, thereby enabling you to avoid the higher short-term tax rate on gains. Clearly, having a good sense of what taxes and fees you'll face will help you make better investment decisions.